What's up? This is Jose Morales with season 3 of the Jose Morales podcast. We're back at the Academy for episode 2. And before we get into the episode, please like, subscribe to the podcast. This episode, we're going to talk about how to not accept no as an answer. And before we get into that, I hope you enjoyed the previous episode where I talked about not everyone is like Jose. So how did I create Jose? That is what I talked about. This episode is going to be a little different, but still going on with changing our mindset for this year, finishing. So I hope you guys are enjoying 22 so far, and I hope you guys are having a killer year. And let's get on track to killing this year. So let's start it off with an update. I'm going to talk about what I've been doing during the 2021 at the end when I disappeared for Louisiana for nationals. I took 4 boxers down to USA Boxing Nationals, competed with the best boxers in the nation, Amy Minter, Angel Ortega, Victor Ortega, and Ava de Campos. Shout out to them 4. They did an amazing job, preparation, listening, coaching, every little single thing. I just want to say thank you to them and their families for being super supportive through this. We went down there. We did okay. They did okay. We did okay. What that means is I know we could do so much better. We didn't come out 4 national champions. Yes, they're ranked. Yes, they did good. Yes, they competed. They didn't get their ass kicked. Everything was great. But at the end of the day, we didn't get 4 national champions. And for me, that is okay. And that's why I say it like that, because and look, to be real, the first day when we fought, it was Victor that opened up the show for us. Victor fought a guy from Washington, D.C. He was from, I believe he was from Washington, D.C., and he fought a tough dude. That kid was good. Really good. Victor came between rounds and he told me, he was like, man, coach, this kid hits hard. Victor made adjustments. Victor did everything at the end of the day to win. And he came out victorious. Tough fight, but he was victorious. Cookie fought the number 3 seed girl. She did amazing. Lost in a split decision, but oh my goodness. Cookie fought her heart out. The girl just could not believe what she was in there with. Angel lost to the guy that won it all. He definitely gave him a gift. That's what I told him. And it's crazy, you know. I'm going to share this. I honestly feel that Angel beat himself in the head prior to that. I feel like he felt real confident. He felt good during the warm-ups. You're in the back, and you're in this big old, it looks like a multi-purpose room. Best way to describe it. And everyone's back there. All the boxers are warming up. And the guy he thought he was going to fight, he felt confident. I think the way he looked at him, he's, oh yeah, I'm going to beat this guy up. And then when it was time to walk out to the ring, the guy he was really going to fight was next to him. And that guy was dogging him. And I think that right there created doubt. And that doubt ate him up, which killed me because that kid was terrified of Angel. And I think Angel just gave him a gift because Angel could have won. He won the first round without throwing any punches. Crazy as that sounds. Amy lost in a tough fight. I honestly think Amy should have won. But again, if you look at what the judges are looking for, looking at the scenario, what they're I just accept the loss and go from there. And that was our experience. To be honest, that day when the last person got eliminated, I was depressed like a motherfucker. I went to bed. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to talk to my wife. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I just slept all day. And my wife's like, you know, this is not good. She's like, if this is how you're going to be every time you lose, you're going to get this depressed. Why are you doing this shit? And then I just snapped out of it. I was like, you know what? You're right. So I went for a run. I got out the house and I told the kids, I'm like, let's go bowling. Let's go do something because I'm the leader of this pack. If coach is this fucking depressed and this down about it, guess how they're gonna feel? And they're young and they're the ones that have to grow from this. They're the ones that are looking to get something from this in the future. how is it gonna look for them to come back and bounce back if fucking coach is in the fucking hole? So we bowled and we had a great time, but I just wanted to give you guys a story about that and tell you guys about that because I hadn't really talked about it with anybody as far as how nationals went. And that's how it went. And I'll tell you what, that experience, losing 4, is definitely gave me a fuel. It just filled up my tank for this year. Like, I was determined. I am determined. I don't like going to nationals. I don't like going anywhere and not winning. I'm sorry. I'm competitive as fuck. I don't like that. I can't even spell lose. Like, to be honest, I fucking spelled loose. I spelled it wrong. So, and that was just your update for this episode 2. Now let's get to the subject. The subject was how not to accept no as an answer. And I was thinking a lot of things that I did to get to where I am and get to where living a dream, because I honestly feel like I'm living a dream. I teach what I love every day. I love boxing, and this is what I do for a living. To get here, there was a lot of no's that I had to not accept. A lot of no's. The biggest one, you guys are gonna laugh. My mom didn't want me to box. My mom, when I first brought boxing up to my mom, she said no to me. She said straight up, no, you're not boxing. I had to not accept that. I had to fight that and change her mindset. As, what you mean I'm not boxing? Yes, I am. That was the first no that I had to not accept. And it kept going like that. If I just would have accepted all these no's, I would not be here right now. I would not be here. And that's kind of a challenge I want to have for you guys. This new year, new resolution, new year, new me. Let's learn to be resilient. For real. There's gonna be a lot of shit that looks like, oh fuck, there's no way. Yes, there is a fucking way. You know what the way is? You know what the way to that is? Fighting it. Whatever it is, you gotta put some heat behind it. And you gotta be fucking stubborn as hell and not accepting it. The next no, you know what? Another one, my wife in general. She wouldn't be my wife if I wouldn't have bugged. When I first asked her for her number, I'm gonna share the story. I don't think I've ever shared this story. The day I met my wife was on my best friend's birthday. We went out for his birthday, and he asked me, he said, hey, go be my wingman. Can you go dance with this girl? And I couldn't see the girl he was talking about. He just said, we're gonna go over here, I'm gonna dance with this girl, you dance with this girl. And you know, that's usually a fucked up situation for you. You know, you usually don't get the good looking girl. You know, usually like, oh fuck, I'm dancing with the fat one or some bullshit. You know, I get the stinky one, or I get the one with the, you know what I mean? It's usually that. So I said, yeah, being a good friend, I pull up, it's my wife. You know, we're dancing. She's super quiet, so she wasn't really talking to me. And I was determined to get her number. I was like, I'm not leaving here without her contact information. And at the end of the dance, I asked her for her number. I pulled my phone out and I asked her that, hey, let me get your number. She straight up said no. I asked her again, she said later. What you mean later? But see, I knew I was getting somewhere. She said from a hard no to a later. So I knew I had something. I asked again, she said later. Later? The fuck? Asked her again, and then she gave it up. That's when she gave me her number. But it took me a few tries. It wasn't right away. That's the kind of resilient, that's what I'm talking about, not accepting it, no as an answer. Also, another one that I had is, once I finally convinced my mom to let me go to boxing, I had a couple other issues. Who was gonna pay for it? And how the hell was I gonna get there? My mother had no work. I mean, she had to work. She had no way to keep me from school to home to the gym and all this and pick me up. That was a whole nother stress on her table, on her plate. So she was like, that was her cop out for her to be like, see, you can't box. I can't even get you there now. You know what I did? I fucking looked up how I was gonna get there on the bus. And I solved that problem. But I didn't accept it. Too much of us, we accept no as an answer and like it's concrete, like it's done. There's nothing I can do to fix it. there's plenty you can do to fix it. Another thing with all this is no one's ever, I feel like we're waiting for someone to kind of bless us in a way like, hey, you know, you've been working really hard. I think you should box. Or here's a gym for you. Or here's this, here's that. That bullshit is never gonna happen. Though all that stuff you have to make happen. So no one's ever gonna come into your life and just bless you with the thing that you want. So whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that is on your mind, if you already got said no to, you already this, you already experienced that, go out there, change that no to a yes. It may not get it on the first try, you may not get it on the second, and it may take you a few tries and you may keep missing, but keep trying, keep pushing. And I guarantee you, if you're consistent with it, you will convince that person, that thing, you will make it happen. Just be stubborn. So that's it for episode 2 of the season 3. A quick recap is no is not an answer. That's a recap. As simple as that. Like, share, please leave me a review. Please let me know how you feel. Give me some feedback. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you on next week when I'm gonna be talking about how to create an alter ego. It's something that's very important. I think you guys can get a lot from. So have a great week. See you guys next Monday.